Death Watch.
Okay, welcome back. Graham is back with us this week, but Fenrith is not, so we'll be playing his character poorly.
Means we'll be getting heal spells.
Right.
You hear that, Fenrith?
So we'll start with Graham. Try to remind us all what had happened. You had made your way deep underground to some sort of complex with doors and forced your way into this large room. Can you see the map?
No, actually, it's black for me.
Okay.
Let me try to... Oh, I can see it now. For some reason, Fantasy Grounds, when you put it on the tabletop, I don't know what that's called, but you hit the little up arrow and it goes behind everything. Mm-hmm. It won't show what's on there, so I have to have it popped out.
It could be like a layering issue. It's putting it on the lowest layer or something like that.
Gotcha. Anyhow, sorry.
But you can see now?
Yep.
Okay. So you'd made your way into this large room, this well-lit room, with the chandeliers and the massive bed and the chests and the wardrobe and the musical instrument.
Mm-hmm.
And you had started to get into the chest when you realized that the eyes on this gargoyle statue on the wall had moved. And that, I believe, is where we ended with you.
Well, I think I might have very successfully bluffed that I wasn't aware that they're gargoyles.
Yeah.
And I went to ready blood tooth and it appeared in my hand because that's how blood tooth works.
Exactly.
But I don't think it's true that I successfully bluffed. I can't quite remember what my role was.
Oh.
I remember it being like a good
Was it
bluff.
a good one?
I swear I remember it being that way, but it could be that it was one of those where you rolled just poor and passed it off.
I can find the truth.
I was saved.
There might even have been a hero point involved, which most likely means it was a poor roll.
Yeah.
Was that the roll he did where he rolled like a 2 and then a 1 or something like that?
I think
I think that was when I was trying to get this door
Oh.
or something to look like there wasn't a passageway here since I had to break it down or something.
Yeah.
If I remember right. Maybe I'll just get into the chest.
just crawl in and close it. Kind of doing a little like Joaquin Phoenix Joker type thing
Right.
going on there.
Or I could just go perch somewhere and be very still. And you got to wonder who's going to attack first in a situation like that. Because gargoyles sort of rely on that surprise. And if we're both just gargoyling.
Yeah, roll your disguise.
Yeah.
Just one of the guys here. One of the
Nat
goyles.
20. My flesh turns gray.
One of the goyles.
The goyles. That's the name of the episode.
Mm.
You rolled quite well on your bluff, actually. So, so your effort was to ensure that this statue, this gargoyle, didn't realize that you realized that it's a gargoyle and not a statue. Anyway, it seems to you as if you were successful in that because it's not moving.
Yeah, so my plan is, I'm looking in this chest, but I'm not really seeing because I basically want to ready an action to attack one of these things if it should lunge at me or something. But I'll slowly work my way, north, just kind of looking at things. Like maybe I'll go to the edge of the bed and
Whistling.
And pick up, whistling, of course. I'll pick up part of the blanket and, pretend to inspect it. And then look up at that chandelier, then head over towards the big organ.
Okay.
Take a look at that.
All right.
Clearly, my interest lies elsewhere.
Surprise knife.
Yeah, go ahead and...
Oh, wait, Matt, is there a way I can... or would you like a roll to conceal the fact that I'm armed, perhaps?
like a sleight of hand?
Maybe. I'm not very skilled at it. Could be because I got this absurd, huge mall ninja dagger.
If you want to try and conceal that fact, yeah.
Let's give it a shot. Sleight of hand's probably one of those that you got to put ranks into. It can't be used untrained. Oh, armor check penalty. see how we do. I only rolled a 9.
All right. Do you have 5 or more ranks in bluff?
Uh,
I think you do.
yes.
So you get a +2 there. Okay. All right. So yeah, you're trying to hide the fact that you're armed.
Yeah, I guess this might result in sort of an unnatural way of moving because basically I'm using my body to shield them seeing it. So sometimes I'm like walking diagonal.
Your cloak too. So
And you don't really ever see anybody walk diagonal.
yeah.
If you think about it. Look back in your memory, Justin. Have you ever seen anybody walk diagonal?
Probably.
Probably. But have you?
Probably that horse that's spying on you.
Yeah.
No, that one just goes back and forth and up and down.
Does it go in the shape of an L?
No, I like go back and forth, and then it'll fly every once in a while, and then
Are you playing Skyrim? Is that where you're encountering this horse?
At least if you're attacked by a dragon, it will be so enraged by the sight of it that it'll protect you.
that's true. The dragons around here are awfully aggressive.
Hoard potatoes.
Yeah.
Would they hoard Yukon golds? That's why we drove them out of Idaho. Hoarding the wrong potato.
Go ahead and move your character where you want to go, Graham.
All right, so this is the path that I had mapped out so far. We'll see how things go as I travel that way.
Okay.
So yeah, when I walk by the chandelier, I kind of gotta,
Underneath.
I have to I have to walk sideways basically for my poor sleight of hand.
Mm-hmm.
If
Okay.
they saw through it, that might be
Right.
what clues them up.
Just
to.
dance. Do the electric slide.
Okay. Yeah. So you make your way over there. Do a spot in the tower.
Risky business it.
I am only wearing my boxers. Or was he doing tidy whities?
Tidy whities and a dress shirt, I believe.
Okay.
And socks.
Well, come on. You never take off your socks.
I don't take off my socks until my socks
Need to be changed.
are gone from
Oh,
the ankle down.
Oh.
That's how I used to do it.
Oh. I guess there would be a level of crust that builds up before they disintegrate. That basically means you don't need to wear shoes anymore.
Well, that also the thing that made me not actually do that is if you do try to do it, you get sort of a layer. I guess it must harden. The sweat must harden, but then it like when it's exposed to heat, it liquefies. So you slide in the sock.
Oh, man. Yeah.
So your foot's sliding in the sock, and your sock is sliding in the shoe. That's unnatural.
But meanwhile, you're doing the electric slide, trying to avoid a gargoyle. And it seems
That's
like,
how he's doing the
yeah, I was going to
slide.
say, that seems like now it's a good time.
Yep.
Plus, we probably are about that filthy, these characters. I don't think we've bathed in any form or fashion for, 2-3 months?
No, when we were back at our homes, which was about a month ago? No, three weeks ago.
That's a long time to go without bathing.
Especially if you're fighting constantly.
Now we all look like the ranger.
Yeah.
Okay. So Graham, you walk up to this instrument here, and it's enormous. And as you're making your way over there, trying to hide your dagger, you're spotting around, and your keen vision and your instincts show you that all 4 of these statues are actually living creatures, not statues. So I don't think you guys have encountered gargoyles before.
Are they like a mythical creature for us? Is it something we might have heard of?
You might have heard of it, like thumbing through the book of monsters that you guys had found,
Are
but
there any pictures in that book?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm like, hey, this looks like a gargily. That's how Graham would pronounce it, probably.
Gargle.
But they're still being statues, basically.
Yeah, they're holding very, very still.
Okay. Was there anything interesting in that chest when I looked in it? Can't remember.
Not that you saw, because you were busy trying to arm yourself and side eye that statue, so you didn't actually register what was in there.
And so basically what I have to do is get up to those two by the north. I'd have to pretend like I'm not about to tumble through that door, but I'd have to open the door at the same time. I'm pretty sure opening that door provokes an attack of opportunity.
All right. Hang on. Let me get some rolls here.
Well, unless you're defending as you walk into its threatened space, isn't it provoking an attack of opportunity?
He said he was
then?
tumbling.
Tumbling. That's
Yeah.
the key.
Yeah, he can tumble without provoking attacks.
But even just like walking through its space when you were
Well,
wandering around.
I could tumble, like I could maybe surreptitiously tap my heels together, get haste, and then I can tumble 60 feet.
It's a lot of tumbling.
Right.
Picturing you doing it at the wrong time. So now it's like you're rolling down a hill, basically.
But I'd have to stop. Like, that door already needs to be open. Shouldn't have given up that.
Dude, if you're going 60 feet in 5
Just go
seconds,
through
just
the
go through the door.
Okay, so is there anything else in this room that looks like a potential exit?
Yes. So as you walk up to this organ here, and you spot that these statues aren't real statues, they're actually living creatures. You see the door on the north. And so in your effort to remain inconspicuous and not give away that you've noticed this, your elf eyes just happen to cross the wall behind that organ, like over the top of the back of it, and notice that it's not, the stone isn't fitting the proper pattern with the rest of it. And it's a tiny section, but you notice it because you're an elf and you notice those sorts of things. So you do see that.
But the organ is blocking it,
Right.
that part of the wall.
Yeah, so this thing is enormous, as you can see on the map. Let me see if I can get a picture of it for you. A good representation, anyway. It's like a pipe organ.
Almost have to play that.
Mm-hmm. Is there a form of defaulting in this? Could you default to your sham?
Yeah, I ought to be able to. I mean, at least assuming I play my sham well enough to identify.
Or would it be like synergy bonuses? You'd have a +2 to the organ because of your...
Performance.
Yeah.
Sham. Yeah, I don't know. Never really mastered an instrument to know if it would transfer. I don't really feel like any of my guitar knowledge would transfer that well, like say to a piano.
Yeah. You might be able to find a key.
Right.
Like in a certain...
Yeah. Or maybe if I say get tuned by ear or something like that, I might be able to pick out that sort of stuff. But I do know those guys who master, like, or it seems like they'll pick up the one and then the rest of them just kind of fall. So are there 4 keys on this organ that are more worn than any of the others?
Got some blood drops on them.
Just have to see what the arrangement is.
Yeah, you got to get the medallions from the gargoyles. Then you got to go find a red rubber ball to get the key.
If I roll nat 20 on perform sham, can I jam out the Moonlight Sonata?
You can create the Moonlight Sonata.
That's true. Well, I don't know how deep Brandon's cosmology goes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if us playing this right now is just an alternate material plane to these heroes' prime material plane.
The Moonlight Sonata is the sound at the center of the universe that all creation resonates from.
I like it. Graham's History's going to start it right now.
Okay, so you're looking at this, and here's sort of what it looks like.
Oh, my sham only has like 6 holes on it. It might have more than that. That's crazy. No.
I can see it.
It's like one of those crazy old church women organs.
Except this one has all the pipes and such coming out of the back end.
Yeah,
Is that how you described it?
yeah.
Yeah, that might even temporarily distract. Fortunately, I passed my wisdom check, so I won't immediately start trying to play something. But I am really examining it, taking a closer look, seeing if there's something unusual.
Okay, so it's while you're doing this that that you spot out of the corner of your eye the 2 on the north. They sort of float down to the floor, and they land remarkably silently, and they start coming towards you, like on the ground. They're stalking towards you, and then you can catch also a reflection on one of the brass, a section of brass on that organ. That one of the ones on the south wall, not the one by the chest, but the other one, is doing the same, coming towards you. So let me get this set up for you.
He's the only one I bluffed. So he's like, guys, it's too early. He doesn't know anything yet. Just wait.
No, he saw me. He saw me, man.
Gazes locked for 3 seconds.
So go ahead and roll initiative for me. Okay, Graham. So you notice that they don't notice that you notice them creeping towards you. And so you'll get a surprise round right now to act as you see fit.
Okay.
Play the organ. Surprise them.
Jam out here. Music. All right. Let's see here. Let me 25 feet. That's 3 range increments. If I toss this guy. Surprise action, I only get the 1 action. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Mine as well. So that's -4, I believe, right? 2 per, or is it -4
Minus
per?
2 per range increment.
Okay.
Range increment on, was it daggers?
10.
10
Yeah.
feet. Does it have what is it called? I can't remember the enchantment on it.
It doesn't.
Okay.
Okay. Put that modifier in.
Yeah, you get a standard action. And you can also take a free action.
I'll say, aha.
So which one are you targeting?
Let me take up my combat tracker. I think it's Gargoyle 3.
Okay.
And I'll lob this dagger at him. Rolled a 26.
Looks like you didn't have them targeted. Can you see them on the map?
Yeah, I thought I targeted him.
All right, that's a hit. So go ahead and roll damage.
Do I get to add my sneak attack to this?
How far away is it?
Yes. Do it.
Oh, nope. It's got to be within
30, I believe.
30. Oh, I'm
30 feet.
25.5.
Yeah. You got it. You're good. Add it.
Oh, I think it is point blank +1 to attack and damage as well.
I believe so.
If you have the feat,
Right. That's what I mean.
I believe so. Yeah.
It just existing. I'm going to have to start using feats like that.
It's a conditional modifier. All right.
Yeah, you get +1 attack and damage up to 30 on ranged weapons up to 30 feet.
Okay. So I think I forgot everything about how to. It was Control-click to target him, right?
Mm-hmm.
I read something that counts for touch spells too. If you have
If they have to roll for a
Yeah.
hit, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you got to roll an attack.
Yeah, anything that's like a ranged touch attack.
Just doesn't
Is it-
show up as my target.
Oh, hang on. Let me try it now.
No, still not doing it. At least not in the combat tracker, anyways.
Okay. Let me.
That's even with using their little target mode button.
So, Gargoyle 3. Okay, now it's targeted.
Okay, so here's my damage. And here's sneak attack.
All right. So yeah, you flick your wrist and send Bloodtooth sailing through the air, and it sticks right into the upper part of its shoulder, and it rears back and hisses. You can see some black blood leaking out from the wound, but it doesn't. It definitely seems to have tougher skin than you expected, but it did take some damage. And that's a surprise round, and you won the initiative, so now you get your full action here.
When does Bloodtooth return?
Beginning of your turn.
Beginning of your turn.
Okay. All right, so I'll snatch him up.
Yeah, so it appears back in your hand, and then as that happens, the light on that chandelier closest to that enemy, it flickers a bit, and then winks out.
Uh-oh. Well, I guess they're still flat-footed. Rinse and repeat. So we'll throw it right back at the dude.
Okay. So what did you roll? Okay, that's a
19.
hit. Let's go ahead and do damage.
Okay, there's the dagger damage for 9, sneak for 23.
Okay. So, yeah, this is another good throw. This time you've stuck it right in his chest, and as Bloodtooth fades out of existence, disappears, you can see a large hole there, like pumping blood out, this black blood out onto the floor. And it stumbles a bit, but it's still heading towards you.
With the rest of my...
And that would be two of the gems are filled on Bloodtooth now.
Very nice. I think I have a move action left, so I will pull out the Wand of Magic Missiles for my offhand, and I'll click my haste boots on.
Okay. Let's put haste on you here.
That's it for me.
Okay. Yeah, so that one that you had been attacking, he launches himself at you. He charges you with his, he's got these really thick, curved claws at the ends of his hands. And he uses his wings to give him an extra push towards you. And so he comes to attack you. All right, let me see. It's not letting me do it the proper way either. So what's the problem?
You can use targeting in the combat tracker. Maybe that'll work for you. I didn't try it that way.
Yeah, that's how I did it for you, but I want to figure out why this is not working properly.
Seemed like there was a pretty good update this morning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or sometime.
There was actually one between when I left my house and when I got here.
Well, that's not a bad thing. Well, it means that they're trying to fix stuff. I don't think I've updated this. I wonder how it will.
Oh, the surface?
No,
The
fancy
program.
grounds, yeah.
I didn't even know it would let you join if you weren't.
Maybe it did on its own, but I don't seem to remember it. I forgot to check. I usually do that the night before or the morning we play.
Okay. Well, anyway, he charges you and does an attack with its claws and misses. So it's too enraged and you're too quick. So you can feel its, hot breath and the stink of its, on you, of its blood as it's dripping, as it's right up there and its wings are beating, trying to give him a good position. But you're able to dodge his slash with his claws. And then his, the other one on the north, he takes flight. So you see him take a couple of steps this way and leap into the air, and his wings are beating furiously. And he comes to land on top of this chandelier over here, which puts him 15 feet up in the air.
Okay. That last one's still bluffed out. He doesn't know we're here, guys.
Sorry about that. Had a little twitch. Yeah, so he's up there. He doesn't seem to be doing anything else at the moment.
I thought you just slammed your fist down on the table.
Made me jump a little bit. I thought it was going to be a surprise attack.
Yeah,
Little GM techniques going on.
Yeah, I might incorporate acting like that in the future, but not today.
Jeez, Brandon, it's just some gargoyles.
And this one down here, he does charge you. Or this one actually looks like a she. But she charges you to get a flanking position on you. But you can't be flanked, right?
I don't think so, unless they have their higher level of me or than me.
Okay. So one thing you notice then while you're looking at these gargoyles that are right up in your face now is that they seem very underfed, like almost to the point of emaciation. So who knows how long they've been in here without eating. But so this one charges you and her attack misses as well. And that's going to bring us back to you.
Okay, let's kill this one off quick as we can. So I'm going to do my acrobatic backstab. I got to tumble away from the one that just came up to me and through the space of the other. One of those tumble rolls will have a +2. I don't know if I get to determine who that is.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Take your pick.
Well, I'll give Gargoyle 2 the +2.
Yeah, show me where you want to tumble to.
So I'll end up right here.
So you're going through Gargoyle 3's space.
Right. So I'll need a 25 against him,
Okay.
and then +2 against tumbling out of. So it'll be a 17 against Gargoyle 2.
Okay.
So here's for my 25.
Ooh, nice.
Got what I needed.
Good
And
roll.
17.
Okay. Yeah. So you do that tumble, juking and jiving, and you get through that gargoyle space, and you can feel their claws slashing at the air and missing you by quite a distance as you tumble through.
Is that the right one?
So now you've got 3 and 4 targeted.
Right. 3's the one I'm trying to sneak attack again with that acrobatic backstab.
Okay.
So here's my attack roll.
So that makes him flat-footed. Is that how that works? Or it just takes his...
I think so. Yeah. I'll have to look it up again. I just know it's part of the skill trick. It just allows me to sneak attack if I
Okay.
successfully do it. I don't know if it actually... I suppose he would have to lose his dex, right? I think the only
Yeah.
thing that doesn't is flanking, because they don't actually lose their dex. It's just
Right.
a modifier to attack.
Well, you've got a critical hit.
Perfect. So here's the sneak attack damage.
Okay. Yeah, so describe how you want to... And you put him at, -10, so you killed him, and you killed him dead. So describe what you want to do there.
Yeah, so I don't want to get too acrobat-y. So I'll just say I looked like I made to go one way so that he would pivot that way, and then I kind of rolled around him, what do they call it? Juke, right?
Yeah.
I juked around him, and then say I'll grab one of his wings, his left wing with my left hand. Never mind, it's holding a wand. I didn't grab a wing, so I just when I juked around, I came out of that spin, I just put Bloodtooth right up under one of his wings, right in the back there.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, so it straightens up full height and gasps for its last breath, and then it slumps to the ground. So that one's dead, and that would fill the 3rd gem on Bloodtooth.
And that's all I can do.
Okay. All right, so that one dies, and seeing your turn. The very first one that you saw, it's still not moving towards you. It seems to be just watching what's going on. This one on the chandelier has shouted something unintelligible at that gargoyle, but then it turns and charges you from the air. So let's see. It basically leaps off of this chandelier. And let's do its attack roll here. But that's a miss, I believe. Yeah, a miss. So it lands right in front of you, or right to the side of you, and slashes with its claws. But you're too quick. And this other one then steps right over the body of her fallen compatriot, and she'll attack you as well. So she's got a hit now. So her claws dig into your upper arm there and deal 3 damage. And that brings us back to you.
Okay, I'm going to tumble like so. Get you. So I need to defeat a 15 and a 17.
Okay. That's both of those are successful.
And then I'll fire off that wand of magic missiles at the one in the air. It was that 4. Dang it. There we go. But looking at that, my wand has disappeared. Can I just roll the dice and...
Off your character sheet?
Yeah, fairly certain I had it set up.
Do you remember
It was 2
how many charges it had left?
45, unless it was lower than that, and that got lost. But that's what I have in my notes. And it did the 2 missiles.
All right, so what level was that?
I think it was level 3 or 4. I guess it would have to be at least 3 for 2 missiles.
All right, let me get you a new one here.
Maybe I deleted it out of my inventory or something. No, still got it.
3rd level, you think?
I believe so. I just noted it as 2 missiles.
Okay, let me put it in your inventory there. There you go. Oh, wait, let me see. No
Does it automatically add the action?
Looks like it didn't. So you'll just have to roll that. I mean, you automatically hit. And just track your usages of it, and I'll figure out why it's malfunctioning.
Is it 1d4 plus 1 per missile?
And wait, how many charges did you say you thought it had?
45?
And so this would bring it down to 44?
Yes. There's my damage roll, so it was 9 damage.
Okay. All right, so 9 damage at which one were you aiming at? 4?
4.
Okay.
And that will be it for me.
All right. Yeah, so those missiles strike out and slam into that. As in the middle of swinging at you as you had rolled away. That's your turn. And that first one still does nothing. So this one darts over here to attack you. No, ignore that. All right, so he misses. And then that female, she rushes up to attack you as well. But she also misses, so you can sense their frustration now. And they're also seeming to run out of steam because they're just so emaciated. But that'll bring us to you again.
Okay, I'll try to bluff gargoyle 4, so I'm going to faint and
Okay.
then tumble away, and then hopefully I'll be able to throw my dagger, sneak attack on the next round. So let me get that bluff roll for you. Ah.
All right. So that's opposed by
Sense motive.
sense motive
Plus they get their base
for
attack
both
bonus.
of them.
Just on the one.
The number 4.
Yeah, I think you would need something else to be able to do it to groups of people. I read about it, but it's not in the base. It might be part of the feat. Improved feint.
All right. Let's see. Skills. So sense motive is a wisdom,
Yeah.
and they get their plus their base attack bonus.
Yeah.
All right. So it's a tie.
I think they got it then, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm setting the DC.
That's right. Yeah. All right. So they don't fall for your bluff, which means what?
It means that they wouldn't be flat-footed against my next attack.
Okay.
I didn't successfully feint. If you want to be really devious, you can make me have to do a check to realize whether or not I succeeded in my bluff. That'd be wild. Actually, I'm
No.
going to go a little further with that tumble.
Okay.
Go right there. And that's it for me.
All right. So out of the corner of your eye, you spot this first gargoyle, and it's now got that chest open and it's digging in there. But number 4 comes rushing towards you. But its attack misses. And then number 2 also charges. But she misses as well. So that'll bring us back to you.
Okay, I'll take a 5 foot back into the corner.
Okay.
7.1
Yeah, I don't...
foot. Does that slide through?
Weird. What's going on here? At that distances, but...
And I'll fire off my wand again on the same target
Okay.
for 8 points of damage.
All right. Yeah, so that one slams into him, and you can see him reel back from it, but he's still standing.
And I'll go ahead and put it away after I fire it off. Put it back in my backpack.
Okay. So this gargoyle number 4 steps forward, and then he just launches an all-out attack against you.
Oh.
He's got 2 claws and a bite, and tries to skewer you with the horns on his head as well. So one of his claws and his bite hit, but the other claw and his horn misses. So here's the claw damage, and then here's the bite damage. And then this other gargoyle, she'll step forward and do the same. Now, she's got like a jubilant expression on her face as they've got you backed in the corner, and there's obviously nowhere you can go. So she launches her full attack on you. And the only thing she manages to hit you with is her horns. You know, with her gore attack. So here's the damage for that. 2
Okay.
damage from her horns. It's like an ineffective headbutt there. And that'll bring us back to you.
Okay, so I want to fight defensively this round. put that on there. I added it to my abilities. It has my version of it with the bonus to AC for having the high tumble.
You put that.
Yeah, it's because it's attack -4 AC 3 rather than attack -4 AC 2.
Where did you put it?
It was just I put it in my spells,
Oh,
my spell list.
I see. It just didn't come up right away. Okay.
And does splitting up Bloodtooth provoke an attack like readying a weapon?
No.
Okay, and it's still a move action though.
Is that what I had said?
I think so. I think that's what we did last time.
Yeah. Then yeah.
Well, okay. Well, I'll issue 1 attack against that one I've been shooting.
All right, that's a hit. Gargoyle number 4. All right, so 8 damage. So you definitely, slice him good across the ribs.
And I'll drain one of those gems for healing, and I'll split the Bloodtooth into 2 as well.
Okay.
And then that will finish my turn. Here's that heal.
All right. So you healed yourself for 9 hit points. All right. So let's jump over real quick to Casimir and Rohan and Fenrith. Now you guys you can see the map?
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. So you had taken you'd knocked one of the bugbear warriors out with subdual damage. And he lays at Casimir's feet, snoozing away. And if you'll remember, the last thing that had occurred was the one of the halflings riding the wargs, when they had done their retreat, he retreated across the ceiling of this cavern up out of sight, but you could hear the dog or the warg panting as they charged by, all headed in that southwestern direction. And so that's where you find yourself now. Fenrith is still large in size, and he's standing still and looking out in the direction that they ran to see if any more will appear. So, Casimir, what would you like to do with this bugbear at your feet?
Well, we need to find some way to wake him up and get some information, hopefully where we can find leaders or some such.
Well, once we get him tied up, Fenrith can do one of his minor heals and wake him up, can't he?
Yeah. Well, his out of game, his hit points would have to reach above his subdual.
Yeah. If we're gonna do this, how about we drag him into this? Look like the
Room.
overseer's room.
Yeah. Okay. So if I can pick him up, I will. If I can't, I'll drag him.
Okay.
And over to the room with the bed in it. It looked like. Yeah, where Justin is.
Yeah, well, yeah, so Fenrith can help with that.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because he's big, so I'll just grab that guy by a strap on his breastplate and drag him over to this room and toss him in. Slide him in.
Then we'll wake him up and see if we can get him to draw us a map or agree to guide us.
Okay. So Fenrith will...
Casimir needs some healing too.
I'm fine. I don't know about you. I can keep going.
What, 23 away from dying?
I thought it was like 30-something.
23 away from being knocked out.
Yeah, so it's, Fenrith's spells start to expire here.
Yeah, that's one good solid hit from an enemy these days.
Yeah. I guess that's the other thing is how long have we been adventuring right now, too? Like, can we justify a nap? Because it doesn't seem like we've been out too long.
Yeah, so he shrinks back down to normal size and comes into the room to look at this bugbear to see what kind of damage he's going to have to be healing. But he's running pretty low on spells. But he will stop to consider how many spells and what spells he has. And Graham, this Gargoyle 4 will do another all-out attack on you. So, one hit, it looks like, which was almost a critical.
See, maybe my thing isn't working.
No, sorry, 2 hits. So, a claw and a bite have hit you. So here's a claw.
Oh, you rolled a 20. That's why that. Automatic hit.
5 damage there, and a bite is 5 damage. And then Gargoyle 2 will follow suit as well. But all of her attacks miss. So she screeches in frustration. But that will bring us back to you.
Okay, I'm going to continue to fight defensively and do a full attack on Gargoyle number 4.
Okay. So it looks like all of your attacks have hit.
I believe that was 4. Yeah.
Yeah, so you've got blood tooth in each hand, and you just start slashing and stabbing, and black blood's flying everywhere. Somehow he's still standing, but you can tell that he's very nearly had enough.
So for my final free action that I have available, I will drain another gem for some healing
Oh, okay.
for 5 points. And that finishes my turn.
All right. So Fenrith says, I have I can cast very few more spells, especially if we think another fight's coming soon. I'm just about spent. So we need to be careful about how we do this. We do need to talk to this bugbear. What are you guys at for hit points?
I'm at like 60.
Casimir definitely needs healing. So yeah, he'll step forward to heal you, Casimir.
Okay. Yeah, I'll agree with him on that then. We can wait and the bugbear will potentially wake up naturally.
Yeah, so he'll do a cure critical wounds on you.
Angelooting you.
I know. It ain't right. Hey, that's my loot.
You know a gargoyle sounds like a little bratty kid too. They only come in.
My dad said everything in this room belonged to me.
Yeah. My dad works at Square Enix.
If you want, I could get you 4 copies of Final Fantasy VI.
Yeah, and Blizzard. He works at Blizzard too. Only on the weekends.
All right. Yeah, so he heals you for 32 points with that cure critical.
Thank you, Fenrith.
And yeah, so that brings you down to 36. So that puts you, the 3 of you, about even. So he could do 1 more of those, which he'll do to himself.
Wish I had a high enough religion skill to guilt him and to cast it on one of us. Very pious of you, Fenrith, to think of yourself when others are in need.
Ah, but Casimir, I am Coralon Lorathian's chosen one.
Don't sound arrogant enough for what I picture.
Oh, is that? That's true. Ever since we went back home, he has gotten a little full of himself.
Don't worry. The way he drives his rock, he ain't sticking around long.
And then he'll do a cure serious on you, Rohan. That'll bring you pretty close to full.
I mean, who falls asleep at the reins and crashes into an island? Fenrith, that's who.
The cleric.
This is a story we think we know.
And then he
Didn't he get
will...
hit by a boulder or something.
I believe so, yeah.
But as far as we know, he just crashed.
He was still refusing to leave his little shelter that's on the back of the bird because he was feeling a little bit upset in the tummy wummy.
And then he'll spontaneous cure serious on you, Casimir.
All right.
And that'll pretty much tap him out for as far as healing goes.
Fine, Casimir. I suppose I can spare a little something for you.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Hey, to know more and more.
All right, so
Casimir, how are you doing on your spells?
Oh, I'm like, because of the nature of how I cast, I'm basically always full.
Gargoyle 4 will do another full attack on you, Graham. But all of his attacks miss, and Gargoyle 2 will do the same, and all of her attacks miss as well, and that'll bring us back to you.
Okay, let's finish this guy off, hopefully. Gonna do a full attack. I can't remember. Can we decide to split up the attacks once we've defeated the enemy, or do we have to kind of declare them ahead of time?
No, if he dies, you can switch to the new target.
Okay. So let's get this first attack out there.
That's a hit. Yeah, so that's enough to kill it. You just get a good slash right across its throat, and it falls dead to the ground.
Okay, let me switch targets. Which one is that? And then my other 2 attacks.
All right. Yeah, so all 3 of those attacks hit. Yeah, so you get 3 good attacks on her. You can tell there's something tough about their skin that makes it, so your dagger's not doing as much damage as it seems like it ought to, but you definitely cut her.
That's it for me.
All right.
I guess I could try to intimidate. Oh, that would take an action. And that was maintaining my defensive fighting.
Oh, okay. So out of the corner of your eye, you can see that first gargoyle has stopped digging in that chest, and it's now so far ineffectively trying to break into that other chest down there.
This guy is an opportunist.
He's just been sitting there waiting this whole time.
But hunger drives number 2, and she'll attack you with all of her fury.
Just waiting for a patsy to blame it on.
Mm-hmm.
She just can't get through your defenses. And that brings us back to you.
All right, turning the full fury of blades at her. 4 attacks. Last round I can do it, I think. Look all
Yeah.
good.
So 3 of them hit. 3 attacks hit.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so now she's starting to slow down, although the hatred on her face is no less evident. Black blood's leaking out of half a dozen places, but she's still standing.
That's it for me.
You should let go of your daggers right when they hit, so it's a ranged attack. You get that +1.
All right, so
Think
she
you're
does
onto something.
a full attack and hits you now with her horns and a claw. So,
Oh, I think my
did
Oh,
it
my-
come off?
defensive came off. The haste would come off, so I think my AC would be a 24 with the defensive up, so that 25 would hit.
All right, so 1 claw then. Yeah, so 3 damage there from her claw. Yeah, so how come that came off of there? Because just the duration or what?
Yeah, I forget to reapply it. I think
Okay.
maybe I should just change it so I just toggle it on and off
Yeah, okay.
because we have it set to 1, which is how long it lasts. I'll just get better at remembering.
Okay, let me check something here. That brings us back to you, Graham.
So I'll continue my defensive attack. Unfortunately, my haste being gone, I only get 3 attacks. Change that. And here they are. 1 miss, 2 hits.
Okay. All right, so yeah, you hit her a couple more times, and now she's starting to the rage on her face is not lessening, nor is the desperation. That seems to be increasing, but she's definitely losing strength.
That's it for me. So it's pretty much my acid that's doing the heavy lifting here.
All right, so Ron and Casimir and Fenrith now. I mean, you know that,
Hunker down.
right?
That's
When
how it went.
when you knock someone out, it takes them quite a while to wake up. So
It doesn't help that we're occasionally kicking the guy.
yeah,
Yeah, and the person that knocked him out was, at the time, a giant who was super strength by their god.
Actually, he's kind of on par with me strength-wise when he's like that.
yeah.
Because he gets, what, like a +8 to his strength
It's something like that.
between it all?
But I think he's at right around the same strength score as me. So
Yeah.
All right.
But we could barricade the door and
rest up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you can gather some materials and sort of get that door barricaded a bit. You haven't heard anything from outside, so nothing seems to be going on out there. Graham.
All right, let's finish her off. Only 1 hit.
Right. Okay. 7 more damage.
That was not defensive. I forgot to apply it. Or no, it was.
Yeah, it's on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
That first gargoyle is now like looking over at the battle and then back at the chest, like frantically trying to break into that thing. But he doesn't seem to be having much success with it.
Probably got a bazooka. I better get over there.
He's the Charles Bronson from Death Wish 3.
That would be awesome.
So she does another full attack and only manages to hit you with her bite
Okay.
Oh, man.
for 2 damage.
I've always wanted to shoot someone with a Laws rocket launcher from across the room.
And that brings us to you. Great.
Okay,
May
let
not
me.
survive to see the effect.
It might not even activate at that closer range.
Let me
Isn't
re-up
it like
that
30 feet or something like
defensive
that?
fighting. Okay, got it on there. 3 attacks or 6. Oh my, why did it even do that?
All right, so
Miss, critical threat.
miss.
I don't see where the crit not confirmed. So it looks like just 1 hit.
Yeah, 1 hit.
Could you spend a hero point to go with the other Graham timeline?
You're gonna have to modify that damage. It looked like it rolled the crit.
Mm-hmm.
So my first on it was, it's odd. Did it roll a critical?
No, it just rolled 2 separate damages. So looks like you got a second hit in there. Critical threat.
Yeah, the critical must have, or maybe I just double rolled it
Yeah, I think that's what you did.
since I double attacked it. Did they update it so you only have to click once while we've been playing?
I think so.
So yeah, the first one looks like 3 damage. The second one was 6. So and I'll go ahead and drain my final gem
Okay.
for some healing.
All right.
That's it for me.
Okay. Now this gargoyle is like screaming in panic, trying to open up this chest. But like whatever it was doing before, whether it would have been effective or not, now you can see that in its desperation, it's what it's doing now has no chance whatsoever of ever opening that. It's like got a lock on it. And rather than attempting to use any form of leverage or twisting to fatigue the metal, which is what it was doing initially, now essentially it's just pulling on, straight back on it, which is never going to work. But this gargoyle will fight to the death, and she'll do another all-out attack on you. It's like she got a hit
2 hits.
and a hit, but not a critical. So what do we get here? A claw and a claw.
Dude, some good claws.
So 9 damage to you from those. And back to you.
All right, lady. Let's try to make them count. I won't go defensive. Get my full attack bonus. Send 3 attacks her way.
I was going to say, can you do your tumble sneak attack?
I can only use it once per encounter.
Okay, 1 hit. Okay.
Like 2 weary boxers.
Yeah, no, that's with that last slash there. She stumbles and falls down at your feet, and she's not dead 100%. She's got a lot of blood leaking out of her, but she's spent. She has no more energy. You can tell she's trying, but she's not able to get back to her feet to fight you anymore.
Okay. That's all I can do. I guess I'll take a step down. Hey, it's actually 5 feet.
Do coup de grace count to fill in your gems?
I don't know. I can't remember if they got me some when I did them earlier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do. Bloodtooth doesn't care about concerns like honor and clean kills and things of that nature.
I know, he made me kill sleeping enemies.
Just wants to eat some good kidney meat. Get him in there.
Anything else for your turn?
It was just the full attack and the 5-foot step.
Okay. So now this gargoyle stops its ineffective yanking on that lock and stands looking at you. It sort of looks like a toddler who's been caught, rubbing the bar of soap on the mirror at 3 a.m.
Oddly specific.
Yeah, it's just standing there, and it's got both of its claws are like, and it's like fiddling with its claws looking at you.
Gargoyle, no.
It's definitely afraid, and its eyes keep darting to its dead companions. But that female gargoyle expires on the ground there, and she just stops moving as all of her life blood has leaked out. And so that's the end of the fight. So this gargoyle's looking at you. What would you like to do?
Well, I need to heal myself, but I want to have a little bit of fun first. I'll pull out that obsidian wand and point it at him and be like, "You better run." So
Okay.
I'm going to bluff him.
Okay. Bluff
Or intimidate, right?
Yeah.
Intimidate.
Aw,
I guess that's more in the intended effect is to scare him off.
I was hoping for buddy cop gargoyle drama going on. Bust open that chest
How
together.
do we do with intimidate? 12. Not bad for an elf.
No.
Lived on his island his whole life.
All right. So yeah, you pull out this wand and point it at him, and you say, "You better get out of here."
I mean, it's black obsidian. Like, what's the subtext there? Fire? Lava?
Yeah, that's the sort of thing that this creature would realize right away.
What is that one for? Is that your healing
That's
one?
the critical wounds one.
Yeah. Kind of works like that.
All right, so you gotta. Okay, yeah. So it's it lets out like a really evil, gravelly sounding squawk, and then it darts forward and jumps into this chest and closes the lid.
It backfired. Now you can't get whatever was in there.
No, he hasn't been able to open one of the chests.
I'm the master of locks. I will
Unlock the gargoyle.
Is that? Anyhow, I'll kind of frown, but then I'll hit myself in the head with the wand and attempt to cure myself.
All right.
When I use my wand of magic missiles, I forgot I was supposed to do that. I think I can't fail anymore with wands, but I rolled one out there anyways. I think I needed 25 or 20. I guess I can still fail. Yeah. All right. So here's for the trying to use that wand as case in point.
All right. So you're trying to heal yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I only failed by one. I can't remember when the mishaps happen. I can try again, but if I roll a natural one, then I can't use it for 24 hours.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'll just try again. Oh, my frown will deepen. I'm like, yeah,
Well, wait.
shake it.
Do you have all of your synergies factored into your skill there?
Yeah, I don't have spellcraft or what's the other one?
Use magic device.
I do have. That's the one
Oh,
I'm
that's
rolling.
a decipher script. I mean.
Yeah, I don't have either of those two.
Okay.
So here's my other
so
one.
try it again. There you
Got
go.
what I needed.
All right. So you heal yourself with that wand.
25.
Nice.
Okay, so he went in that chest, but he was trying to get into the other chest.
That's while you were in the fight. Like he searched through this one that he's in,
Yeah.
and then he switched over trying to get into that other one that you hadn't unlocked. But
Okay.
now he's in that first one there.
Well, now I'm kind of curious as to what's in there. So my plan then is to put the wand of cure critical wounds away, and as I pass that chest that he went into, I'll just tap the lid. Be like,
Okay.
better stay in there, and then I'll go to the other one.
All right. Yeah. So you go to this and you tap in there and you hear like a sharp intake of breath, but no movement or any other sounds.
And I'll try to open that lock. Well, I can't remember if I searched.
No,
No, I didn't search.
the way that I ruled it was that like you had it open, but you were so busy like keeping an eye on that gargoyle and making sure that it didn't know that you had noticed and get your weapon out without that being noticed that you didn't actually register anything that was in that chest. So yeah, this other one that you don't know what's in that one, and this one that you're standing in front of is, you never unlocked it.
Well, I know at least one item in that chest now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll search the other one for traps, and then I'll try to open the lock. Oh, I meant to tower that.
Okay. You don't see any signs of traps on this one. but you're not successful in opening the lock. So you can see when you're working on this one that he managed to do some damage to it. So it's going to take some doing to pick it.
Well, I guess I'll spend a minute doing it
Okay.
if I can. That would be 33.
All right. So, so you start to work on that. Now, Casimir and Rohan and Fenrith, you've barricaded this door, and now you're just resting. Now, is it your intention to, like, rest, like sleep?
I think we might as well,
Yeah.
especially Fenrith, he might as well take as much rest as he can.
Yeah, if he's completely tapped out, then one more fight might
Yeah.
actually do us in.
Okay. All right. So, are you going to do any sort of watch?
Yeah, and we might also see if we tie up the bugbear or bind him in some way
All right.
in case he wakes up.
Yeah.
Only one person on watch.
We've got several hundred feet of rope.
Yeah,
so
you got plenty of
we
rope.
just mummify him from the neck down.
Oh man,
All right. Well, whoever's going to do it, use rope skill.
Ranger,
Yeah, I'm probably not the right person for that.
you got the highest dex here. You're the right person for it.
Isn't that something I cross-trained you in? Didn't I show you
You're
all my knowledge?
disappointing, Graham.
From afar?
No, it was not anything you cross-trained me in.
Oh, it was opening locks.
Ooh,
That's right.
that's perfect. I'm going to go ahead and use a hero point on that.
I don't know. The ends aren't bonding together of their own. Rohan,
That's a little bit better. But yeah, it's going to be pretty sad no matter what.
All right. So, so you take the rope and you tie this bugbear up. Did you want to leave him where he is or move him to the corner or what?
I'm fine with him where he is.
Okay. And then who will be on first watch?
I think I will. If that's all right. So that way I can get some rest at some point.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if you're first and I'm last. That way,
I think I'm usually last. That way I'm awake and I prepare during the last chunk of whatchamacallit.
Okay. So Fenrith, he goes off into the corner and he reads through his religious books and then he promptly falls asleep.
could you quiet down with that rope, Rohan?
And then Rohan is on first watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Now, Graham, with the 33, you managed to overcome that lock, and you can open this chest.
There's probably another gargoyle in there.
These are both really large chests, so it's got a variety of things in it. There's a lot of books and some clothes and a bunch of gold coins, things of that nature.
You better bring me some books. If you go on vacation like this, you better bring some souvenirs.
I'm like, what was he looking for? And then Casimir in the back of it. Casimir, I can't tumble if I carry these. But I am interested in books, so I'll take a minute to look at them, keeping an eye on.
It's a good thing you have evasion if you're going to start looking through books.
Keeping an eye on the gargoyle in the chest.
Okay. Yeah, so there are 6 different books in there. And let's see, let me check.
Watch, these gargoyles were actually transmuted like peasants or something like that.
Or what were they? Hobgoblins?
Half elves.
Oh, the hobgoblins. The ones that they'd been taken.
Yeah.
My thought was that these were his self-help books in here, and he just needed to read a little before he could fight, because he's a coward, and he's been trying to work on that.
Dang it, Oswald. You are a strong gargoyle. You can do this. They'll notice. And it's sky's the limit.
So one of them is entitled, where did I put you?
10 things that make you, you.
Interesting about gargoyles, they don't hunt for food. They don't need to eat. They just kill for fun.
We don't know that.
That's what it says.
We don't know that.
True.
He's reading it from the book, the monster manual we found.
Yeah, from the tome of monsters.
Why are you talking about gargoyles, Rohan? Go to sleep. Just interesting. Just
Okay, yeah. So so one of them you find is entitled "The Absurdity of Chaos as a Concept."
No pictures. This is boring.
That one is That one's written by Maximilian.
Well, I'll say the title in Casimir's voice, and it seems to fit, so I'll put it in my backpack.
Then another one is entitled Dwarven Anatomy. That doesn't seem to have a author.
Thank God this one doesn't have pictures.
So much hair.
There are 300 pages on the beard alone.
Well, it has to because the beard is actual a subdimensional network. All dwarven beards are attached to every other dwarven beard.
Yeah,
I'll set that one in the maybe pile.
Okay. There's one titled The Difficulties of Translating and Categorization of Druidic Languages.
That'll go in the maybe pile.
Another one is entitled Flying Witches and Other Myths.
Take that one for sure.
Another one is entitled What If the World Was Upside Down?
That's in the for sure pile.
That one is written by...
Gore.
Let me see if I can...
It's just blood spatters on a page.
He saw Maximilian write in a book, and he's like, I don't want to do that.
It's from Gore's existential crisis when Maddox walked across the ceiling in the astral plane. That's not right. Gotta go kill some hookers and write this book.
That's right. He did have to sacrifice some people for his progression. Didn't he?
It's called finger food.
What was the author's name?
Sorry.
Hang on, I'm trying to find it. Can't remember where I wrote it down.
In some sense, it doesn't matter, though, because for Graham, that question is utterly fascinating. Or that hypothesis. Yeah, question.
What does happen? I'd fall, right? That's how that works. But would I fall upward? Wouldn't that keep me on the surface of the upside down ground?
Oh, duh. Thorav Veinbeard, but Vein, not...
Like a gold vein.
Yeah. Yeah, so that one's What If the World Were Upside Down by Thorav Veinbeard. And then you can like thumb through that and it's written in Dwarven runes, which, do you know how to read? Yeah.
But the title's got me sold.
Yeah.
I like to picture it being like what is it? Like the elemental table is like the chart, like the actual one. That's what Dwarven runes are.
Oh, they're in little boxes and yeah.
Symbols for iron and silver and all that stuff. Yeah.
And is there one more book?
Yeah, then there's another one entitled what's that? Where is that?
People Who Take Too Long and Delay by Casimir. Now that we're in time travel mode, we can do stuff like that. Dude, we totally need to remember to go back.
Oh, the farce of Elven Wines.
Blasphemy.
We weren't much in the way of wine drinkers, though, were we?
Didn't we have like a whole
Maybe we did.
magic fountain
I guess so.
worth of wine at some point?
Well, the anxiety of leaving the maybe pile behind is too much, so I'll scoop up all the books and put them in my backpack, and also grab a handful of coins for the device of gnomic transmogrification
Okay.
for home. Just a handful.
All right. Yeah, so you find those in there, and then you find a 3-inch diameter rusty iron sphere with bandings on it, and this has some like really intricate script work on it in a language that you recognize as like magical script.
Oh, okay. I think I might have to activate this blindly. See if
Fun.
Casimir's voice pops up into my head.
Do it, Graham. I've always trusted your instincts above all the others.
That's not what he would say. That's my voice disguised as Casimir's voice.
You can't fool me, Graham.
Okay,
Unless
Rohan,
you're actually talking to yourself.
do a listen.
Hey, listen.
Do you hear Graham talking to himself in the hallway?
Possibly. I did good listens.
Okay, so you hear about an hour into your watch, you hear the scrape of boots on the stone outside. At least 3 sets of boots,
Okay.
like marching with purpose.
So listen for a second to hear if they're coming towards our barricade.
Yeah, they're coming in your direction.
Okay. I'll go. We'll wake up Casimir. No, we'll wake up Fenrith first, and then Casimir.
Okay. Yeah, so you wake up and Fenrith wakes up just as now you can all hear the sound of stomping boots. And you hear one rough voice saying, they couldn't have gone all the way back out. They've got to still be around here. What about in here? No one's in there. Well, it couldn't hurt to look.
Well,
And one set of boots is stomping. I mean, you can't tell how far outside your door, but one definitely gets closer, headed in the direction of the door.
we can try to Invisibility Spirit.
Sure.
All right. Gonna try to cast Invisibility Sphere.
Okay.
So gather around the bugbear. We might want to move him real quick, like over to one of the walls. All right. So this is gonna be, if it casts, it's gonna be 1 minute per level. Cast. Do it. We good.
All right. Now, let's see. You cast Invisibility Sphere. All right. So that has a verbal, a somatic, and a material component.
I believe the material component I disregard.
Yeah, it's the verbal I'm concerned about. So let's see if they hear you.
Yeah.
DC 0. Plus door, wall, and distance. Yeah,
Yeah.
we can get up pretty high.
All right. So we'll say it's plus. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's try it.
Material component's a bit of eyelash and some gum Arabic. I don't know why that makes you invisible, but maybe it's because the eyelash is representing the eye and it's being obscured, glued shut.
Do you get to disregard the material one?
As long as it doesn't have a cost, yeah.
Nice.
So technically, I don't believe I actually need a hand free for the cast or the usage
you just
of
need the
materials.
wiggly.
Yeah, which I think they don't count as anything too serious.
Okay. So you get everybody gathered in this corner and you cast Invisibility Sphere. And it doesn't, I mean, for Fenrith and Rohan, they just got to take your word for it because you can all still see each other. But you hear the boots stomping up to this door and then, something knocks on it really sharply a couple of times and then pushes on it. But you've got it barricaded, so you hear someone say, hey, something's holding this door closed, I think. And then you hear another voice say, nah, no one's been in there for 20 years. And then another voice, much gruffer, says, just help him open it and look. No stone unturned. You know what'll happen to us. So about, 2 seconds goes by, and then you can hear a couple of people trying to force that door open. And
If that smug little elf caster is with them that keeps disappearing, we gotta light him up.
Yeah, we're all invisible. We just go for it.
Yep.
it doesn't take long at all before the door and the stuff you'd use to barricade it, gets pushed out of the way, and a bugbear strides into the room, holding the spear, and he stops here and he looks around. Now, he's looking each way, and then he looks in your direction, and then he says over his shoulder, nobody in here, it's empty. All right, well then, let's go. Hang on a second. So he steps over here, and he starts, unzipping, getting ready to urinate here, and then he does. So he's like whistling to himself, peeing on the floor, right in front of you, Casimir.
Is this a game master statement?
But no. And he's a bugbear.
So we got a toque style piss. We got
So
hell water.
it smells, like rotten acid. And it takes an interminable amount of time before he finally finishes up. And then he leaves the room. And you can hear their bootsteps as they move off to the east.
I think we might have been better off if we had fought.
Possibly, yeah.
So yeah, I'll give it a good count once I stop hearing the boots, and then I'll move away. And yeah, I think I'll go over to the other side of the room and continue my sleep.
Okay. All right. So that's pretty much the only thing eventful that occurs during your watch, Rohan.
Okay.
So the question is, do you want to re-barricade the door or not?
I'd say no, but we should definitely make sure that we're far enough back that we don't get seen or heard.
Especially if most of us are taking off our armor to rest.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm the only one that can sleep in my armor.
I'm the only one. Well, I can do it if it's not being depowered, like we got to do.
Yeah. That's right. We've got to actually strip all of our magical items off and put them back on again with that pain.
Okay. So, Graham, you've got this sphere in your hand with iron bands around it. And you'd found some books and some clothes, but nothing else of real interest in that chest.
Yeah, I was going to just do some blind use magic device, but my wiser side won out.
Oh.
So, with a departing look at the gargoyle in the box, I'll head back over to that organ.
I like how your wiser side one wins out and you're not going to activate the sphere, but still got to play that organ.
There's a secret passage. Yeah, I want to. I don't know if the organ has anything to do with it, but I guess I'm kind of gauging how difficult it might be to move, and then I'm basically just giving it a search.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, you go over to there. Now, Rohan, it's the end of your watch.
Okay. Let's say I wake up Fenrith next.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So when you wake up Fenrith, he stands up and he starts getting his stuff together, and you're looking for a place to settle down to sleep. Then you hear, roll a listen in the tower.
Tower. There it is.
Okay. Yeah. So it's a huge shock to you because you hear voices right outside the door, and you didn't hear anybody approaching.
Okay.
So you hear two voices. The first says, has this room been searched? And the other says, yeah, we searched it earlier. And where are your men? I've got them over on the other side of the cavern. And the first voice says, is everything in place? And the second voice says, yes, sir. And then the first voice takes a few moments. And so you're not certain, did they leave or what? But then he speaks again and he says, have you been successful in enlisting the Red Lady's aid? And then that second voice that you recognize as, by its tones, it's a bugbear voice. He says, no, my lord, we can't find her. Figures. She's one of the weak links in this plan.
She the one that we killed?
Mm-mm.
No.
Okay.
She's the one that
Winked at
Has
Graham.
me on a secret mission,
Yeah.
probably.
because Graham's weak against vampires.
So what you can hear, what you can tell by your listen is that the second voice is a bugbear. The first voice that seems to be in charge is impossible to place with any sort of race or even gender, because it has an odd quality to it, like it's coming from somewhere deep and echoing off walls. So you can't tell what it's from, but you know for sure you've never ever heard a voice quite like this before. It has sort of a chilling effect. You can you feel goosebumps when it's talking. But he says, this first voice says, now what about these other intruders? And then the bugbear says, that's the mission I've been given, is to find them. Apparently, we're supposed to capture them. Although everything I've heard so far seems to say that they're not overly amenable to such an idea. And then the first voice says it's a foolish idea, but the stranger has made his wishes clear. Still, anything can happen down here deep below the earth with no eyes to see or no ears to hear. It sure would be a terrible shame if the stranger were disappointed. I think these intruders are much more dangerous than he believes. My lord, we would never think to betray the... No, of course not. No, you must follow your orders to the letter, of course. Capture these intruders. But remember about our plan, and don't lose your nerve. We both stand to gain, and we both stand to lose. You can count on me, my lord. And then you hear that bugbear do that salute you've seen them doing, where they slam their fists into their chest, and then he stomps away. So that's what you've heard, Rohan. And you had held up a hand to Fenrith to shush him. You could both definitely hear the talking. And you heard the bugbear leave, but you haven't heard whatever the other person was leave. So what do you do?
Count to 100 while still listening.
Okay. So once you reach 100, you roll another listen in the tower. Okay. So when you reach 100, you haven't heard anything. And right as you're about to move, like to go check or whatever, you hear a voice that seems like it's absolutely as far away as a voice could possibly be, and your ears still pick up on it, but you distinctly hear someone, a different voice that you haven't heard before, say, bring the dragon. That's all you hear.
Okay. But it's far enough away that I don't think they're right outside.
Yeah, it's like so far away that only someone that can roll 39 on a listen could possibly have heard it.
All right. So I'll kind of whisper to Fenrith. It sounds like they're farther away now.
But you know that voice that you heard was not the one that you had been hearing outside the room.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I'll kind of whisper to him. It sounds like they've moved away, but we should still be quiet.
All right. So he jumps up in his plate armor and starts doing jumping jacks, praising Coralon Lorethian at the top of his lungs. And you try to stop him, but you've lost control of your body, so you start screaming.
As you lay down and close your eyes.
And you roll in the urine on the floor.
Dang it, he's cutscened you, Justin.
Yep.
No, none of that happened. I made it all up.
Oh,
But
okay.
I've also made you all up, if you think about it.
What is
I think
happening?
we've made us up.
Yeah, but I made you up. Anyway, Graham, so you're over at this this pipe organ here, and this organ here, and you can see all the keys, and there's like different levels. You don't know what all of them mean, but you wanted to look around this thing, so go ahead.
Yeah, does it look like it's something I could move on my own? Or maybe can I get behind it? Is there any gap that I can work at that secret entrance?
Oh, no, it doesn't look like that at all.
Mm.
It doesn't look like you could ever move it.
So I'll go around to the keys and picking one at random. I will, very hesitant, I'm going to try to press it quiet.
Mm-hmm.
But a couple false starts, my finger jerk it away, and then finally I'll press the key down slowly.
Yeah, so there is no quiet.
Mm-hmm.
I live on an island.
Don't got pipe organs there.
Yeah, it's unbelievably loud. But it's not the interesting thing about it is that the sound it's not in the room.
Mm.
It's like there's sections of those pipes that go into the walls and the ceiling, and so it's not quiet at all, but it seems like the sound is coming from everywhere rather than
right in the
right
room.
in front of you in that room.
Play it.
Maybe
play
each key does a sonic attack on a different location. No.
Well, you definitely pick up the different, because you are a musician, so you do pick up pretty quickly that, the relationship between the keys and the tone and the, whatever stuff that I would know if I were a musician. So,
Well, startled at the result, I guess I'll walk over to that chest and I'll tap on the lid again and I'll be like, "Hey, do you know how this organ works?"
yes.
"Okay, what's the secret?" "I'll give you 13 gold coins if you tell me. And the book on dwarven biology." What was it? Sorry.
So a voice spits back, "I have no need of your gold, and I don't know how to read."
"So it was the dress you wanted."
You don't get a response to that.
"Well, what do you want?"
Well, I wanted to peel your flesh off and hear you scream, but I saw
Well-
you were too strong and that we'd never take you down.
Maybe we can meet in the middle. I can scream and I'll keep my flesh.
Bah. So you hear rustling in that chest, and then the lid pushes open, and this gargoyle sticks its horned head out. It's looking at you, and it's got just the most evil little face, hateful, spiteful, ugly little face looking at you. And it's got like some, trousers, snagged on its horn, and it's looking out at you. It's like, "What are you here for anyway? Just leave me alone."
Well, I'm here by accident. I'm trying to be somewhere else.
There is nowhere else.
Well, there's somewhere to go behind this organ. Just tell me how to move it or help me move it.
You're going to be stuck here forever.
I've already been stuck here forever.
You're going to starve to death.
What is forever times 2?
So he pushes himself the rest of the way out, and, he hops out. And he's bigger than you, but the way he acts, it's like he acts smaller,
Yeah.
but he is bigger than you. So he's looking at you and taking the random clothes off of his horns and straightening himself up. And I'll make you a deal. If you take me with you, I'll show you how to use that organ.
Oh, I don't think my friends would like you.
That's might not be true. I mean, we have captured several goblins.
First of all, looking at you, I seriously doubt you have any friends.
He's just mean.
You just look at that dent in your head.
But
He has the most charisma out of all of us.
even if you do, I can leave when you've reunited with your friends. I wouldn't want to spend 1 second longer with you than I absolutely had to anyways. But I can't get out of here on my own.
Okay, but you can't walk behind me. We have to walk side by side. And you have to step as I step. Any falter in your step, and I'm going to have to stab you with Bloodtooth here.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, say hello to Bloodtooth.
Stab.
Yeah,
Bloodtooth, say hello to... Oh, I didn't get your name.
so he shrinks back when you pull out Bloodtooth, and he's like sort of wrapping his wings over him protectively, and he's definitely clearly frightened of that dagger.
There's nothing to be frightened about. He only wants to kill everyone.
All right, so his name is Tenig,
Well,
and he says he agrees to your terms. We'll walk side by side.
okay. Are you ready?
Right foot.
Okay, so let me show you the trick to using this. I've seen this done hundreds, thousands of times by my master. And so he walks over to that organ, and he's looking at it, and you're next to him, and you're looking at him looking at it. And about a minute goes by, and he still hasn't done anything.
Do you have to stand really still and be quiet just because of who you are? Are you going to open it?
I don't know how to use it. I know you push the keys in a certain order. I just now that I'm looking at it, I don't know which ones they are.
Can you hum the sound it
The
makes?
problem is I'm colorblind.
But they're only black and white.
All right. And then Rohan and Fenrith and Casimir. So you guys, let's see, Fenrith is on watch and Rohan and Casimir are sleeping. And then Casimir, when Fenrith wakes you up for your watch, the bugbear is also awake, starting to wake up. He's well tied, but you can see that he's awake.
Might have to punch him a couple more times. Keep him asleep until we're sure we're alone.
Hang on a second.
Oh, man.
Well, we've probably got him gagged, right?
Yeah, probably.
No, you didn't say it, and so you didn't. And now he starts screaming, and everybody hears it.
Ah, dang it.
No, he is gagged. Yeah, so now Casimir will be on watch, and Graham, you and Tenig are trying to figure out this organ, and that's where we'll stop for the night.
All right, man.
All right, thank you. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, dang it.
This has been a Death Watch production. Thank you for listening.